She left me for someone richer. You won't believe what happened. I came home early from a business trip to find everything had changed. My wife's stuff was gone. She had left a message, I'm moving in with someone more successful. I didn't respond, I called my lawyer instead. Within 48 hours, she was frantically calling me, realizing she had left with nothing. My phone was buzzing non-stop with desperate pleas for attention. I still can't wrap my head around it. Just 3 days ago, my life was normal. Now, I sit in a half-empty bedroom, staring at the bare space where her things used to be, trying to make sense of it all. It all started when I came back early from a business trip to Portland. The whole flight, I was excited, had finished everything a day early and was eager to surprise Dana. We'd been married for 4 years and together for 6, both of us in our late 20s, trying to build a life. But when I arrived home, things felt off. Her car wasn't in the driveway. No big deal, maybe she was at the gym, but when I opened the front door, I could feel it. Something had changed. I called out her name. Silence. Walking into our bedroom, I froze. Her side of the closet was empty. Not messy, empty, like she had carefully packed her things. Her jewelry, her skincare, her essential oils, gone. My hands were shaking as I called her. Straight to voicemail. Then the text came through, I can't do this anymore. I'm moving in with someone more successful. I didn't break down. I didn't trash the place or get drunk. I did 3 things, called my lawyer, documented everything, and sent her a simple text, my lawyer will be in touch. I made sure I was organized, bank accounts, passwords, lease info, and everything else that needed to be sorted. I didn't respond to her mother's calls or her sister's texts. Instead, I focused on what came next. By 3 a.m., I had a solid plan. The apartment lease was in my name, all our joint accounts still had her name on them. Rookie mistake. It's strange, I thought I'd fall apart, but I didn't. Instead, I felt this cold clarity, like the world had finally made sense. Tomorrow, I meet with my lawyer to start the divorce. The next day, I found a collection of her forgotten documents in our safe, birth certificate, passport, social security card. The irony wasn't lost on me. She had rushed to start this new life and left behind everything she'd need to keep it going. I kept waiting for the breakdown, the regret, the desire to beg her to come back, but instead, I just felt ready. Ready to handle whatever came next. The following days were a whirlwind. Dana was relentless. Her texts bombarded me, why are you ignoring me? Christian says you're being manipulative. But I didn't give in. Everything was going through my lawyer, and I wasn't about to get swept up in her emotional games. Meanwhile, Dana's life with her new, successful boyfriend wasn't what it seemed. Kira, her sister, revealed some unsettling truths about Dana's history of leaving people behind when something better came along. Dana's ex had been dumped the same way. It turned out that Christian, the supposed successful businessman, was more of a poser. His luxury apartment was just a rented space with furniture on lease. And her gym membership? Yeah, it was still linked to our joint credit card. I changed the locks, documented everything, and kept my focus. Dana had started posting these staged, happy photos of herself with Christian, but the cracks were showing. She couldn't access her old accounts, couldn't retrieve her documents, and all her grandiose plans were crumbling around her. The texts kept coming, you've changed, Jeremy. You're cold. You're letting me suffer. I ignored them. It wasn't that I was heartless. It was just that I had finally seen the truth. She was the one who walked away. She was the one who chose a stranger over our life. The drama continued, but I didn't let it consume me. I kept living. The gym became my escape. I dropped 15 pounds, started lifting weights, and met a new woman, Adrienne. She was nothing like Dana, she was grounded, kind, and we connected on a real level. Life with Adrian felt like something genuine, something real. Meanwhile, Dana's new life started to collapse. Her perfect boyfriend's career went up in flames with layoffs, and his luxury apartment was being repossessed. I heard from Kira about how Christian was deep in debt, unable to pay for anything. Dana was struggling without the documents she had left behind. Even her social media started telling a different story. No more posed photos in fancy restaurants, just a stream of frustrated rants about life. And then, the inevitable happened. Dana showed up at my work, mascara streaked down her face, clutching a Starbucks cup like it was her lifeline. She waited in the lobby for hours, but I didn't go to her. I wasn't going to play her games anymore. Her mother called me, pleading for her to come home, saying Dana had made a mistake. But I was done. I wished her well, but I was moving on. The final blow came when Dana and Christian showed up at my lawyer's office for the document exchange. She walked in, demanding her things, with Christian trailing behind her like a puppy. But Jared, my lawyer, made it clear, all communication would go through legal channels. Dana lost it. She screamed, accusing me of being petty. Christian puffed up, trying to act tough, but it was all a front. His success was unraveling. Dana started crying, begging me to take her back. But I wasn't interested. I reminded her of her own words from months ago, how she wanted to leave, how she wanted someone with more ambition. I didn't need to settle for someone who only valued material things. I let her go. Later, the texts started flooding in again, filled with accusations and regret. But I didn't respond. I forwarded them to my lawyer. The whole thing had become a spectacle, her breakdown, her lies, her need for validation. I just didn't care anymore. In the end, I walked away with more than just my sanity intact. I've been focusing on my career, my health, and the woman I'm starting to care about. My life is finally moving forward in the right direction. Dana's Instagram perfect life turned out to be a mirage. The last time I saw her, she was crying outside Christian's apartment, realizing that her life wasn't as glamorous as she thought. As for me, I'm at peace, living my life authentically, no longer chasing empty dreams. This is the final chapter.